run past the ladder, take out the last enemy in this area, and now we move outside to the roof area. Now out here there's a lot of enemies to take care of, but if you stay along the top part, you'll have the least amount to probably face. The guys who parachute will take multiple baseballs to take out, and then any enemies who are directly in front of you, throw one baseball at them to eliminate them. As you can see right there, 2 baseballs took out the parachute guy. Right here, we have another enemy, and then we can go inside here. Now this room is definitely annoying. As you can see, it's a pretty large room, and we can't go all the way straight down. We have to slowly travel across the top corridor, and then we'll go down one level, go from right to left, and then finally down to the ground floor area of this place. If the wheelbarrow guys throw a bomb out, avoid the bomb, step back from it, and then move forward to take them out, or take them out first and then avoid the bomb. Whatever way you prefer. Most of the enemies, we have to throw one baseball at the stun, and then finish them off with a punch. Once we finally get all the way back to the left, we can go down to this ground floor area, avoid the little gaps, take out the enemies that are on the platforms. Sometimes the punching doesn't want to work when you want it to. That's one of the issues with the controls, since they have the same button do 2 different things, and you just have to press it harder in order to do one or the other. Those things didn't always work, especially in the NES era. Okay, once we head down the ladder, we actually enter the final room of stage number 2. There's some more enemies to take out with the baseball, to stun them and punch them. Watch out for the floor traps. The main part of this room is the bottom area where you can see the turquoise colored blocks. Down here we have to step on only the bricks, that we have to jump from brick to brick. If you step on the ground during this part, like I slipped off the block there, it's very easily to do, you have to take your time. You have to get from all the way to the left to the right without stepping on the ground very much at all, or else the area that we have to get to the item will close up. Thankfully though, there are a lot of bricks that you can jump to, so sometimes if you miss a particular brick that you're trying to get to, you'll hopefully land on maybe just one slightly below it, or a little bit to the right or left of it. If you reach the end before the cage falls down, you can grab the artifact, and thus we end stage number 2. Just like stage 1, we see a picture of the item we got, and now we move on to level 3. This is the final stage of the game. Now in this stage, we have to go to Leonardo da Vinci's castle in order to get the mirror crystal. By doing so, we'll stop the evil plot of the company. In the film, the company is trying to resurrect a machine that turns lead into gold, thus putting the entire world into economic turmoil. Now, in this stage, as you can already see, there's a lot of blocks that don't appear. When you jump on them, they're then there. Thankfully, though, you really don't have to worry about too many pitfalls with them, because when you jump to them, they're usually long enough for you to travel along them, and they're right in their path where you would be running and jumping just like a normal platform game. So, even though there are invisible blocks, they aren't too bad. Once we travel along this part, we can use the elevator to get to the roof area. And there's no enemies here, so you can just run all the way to the left to get to the next screen. The balloon flying guys are definitely probably the most annoying enemy. If you get a good shot on them, throw the baseballs at them, you have to throw a couple of them at them to actually eliminate them. There we go, it takes a bunch of them sometimes to finally take them out. Watch out for whatever this is, slowly walking across the wire. I'm not sure exactly what type of animal it's supposed to represent. Move across the wire to the other platform here, another one of these animals we have to avoid. Use the baseballs to eliminate it. Then when you jump down here, watch out for the people throwing stuff at you randomly, just deciding to throw everything they possibly can out of a window. And then head up the ladder to the next screen. The balloon guys here are very annoying, but just quickly head up the ladder, don't really worry about them. You should be able to get past them without them firing at you. Now here we have more of the same. Use the crate at the end to climb up the ladder to the next screen. Once we are up here, watch out for the baseball throwing machine, which can be a little bit annoying as it throws them up and down, so you have to either jump or duck underneath of them. When you get all the way to the left, use the platforms to get up to the top area. If you can get these guys with the balloons in an area where you can actually throw some baseballs at them, get them stuck, just so you can get rid of one annoyance. Use the elevator to take you all the way to the next area, and as you can see, this is pretty much what we've already been doing. Very similar to the end of level 2 with the bricks and all. Take out the balloon guy if you can, and use the elevator to get to the roof, and then head across the roof to the next elevator. Once we use that elevator, we're actually inside of the area, and we're nearing the end of the game. In this room, go down the bottom part and climb up the ladder to knock over the crate onto the below platform. We can then push it on to the elevator and travel up with it. It's now on the next platform. We can travel with it and push it up to the next platform. And now we can use it, wait for the rat to move along. And then we can push it off to the next area where we'll be able to use it in order to get up to this top platform. Once up here, we enter it to enter the final room of the game. There is the machine. Now to stop it, drop down here and hit this switch. Once you've done that, head back to the left and climb up the ladder. Use the rope to shimmy across here. And then drop down here so that you can land on this platform, climb up the ladder, and hit this switch. Sometimes it can definitely be a pain. You can punch it if you like. That'll open it up. Travel back to the left to climb up the ladders. Use the rope once again to shimmy across. And quickly, before it closes, drop down to grab the item, the mirrored crystal, to finish up the game. We just now have to exit the room. To do so, climb back up the ladders, use the rope again. This time head to the right, make the jump, hit the switch to open up the shutter, and we have now completed Hudson Hawk for the NES. It says, congratulations, you have managed to retrieve the mirror crystal. Just like the previous items, we get to see a picture of the artifact that we just collected. And then we have our ending screen. And yep, one heck of an ending. All we get is a little congratulations screen saying that we saved the world by getting the mirror crystal and blowing up the machine. After that great ending screen, we have the option to enter our initials to save our top score. Once you are done entering your initials, it saves and you go right back to the beginning of the game so you can play it again. Now, as you can see, Hudson Hawk the game isn't too terrible. It's nothing special by any means, but it's not the worst licensed movie game by far. But unfortunately, like some other licensed movie games, it's rather short and doesn't give you any kind of satisfying ending whatsoever. But with that, that's going to wrap up another edition of Play It Through. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.